What everybody? I'm here with my buddy Goofy Rexy, and he's about to set my roster on fire. That's right, it's that time of the month where we're gonna go over what I did this patch. He's gonna make fun of me. We're gonna talk about what we're thinking about heading to the next patch, and it should be a good time with lots of laugh. What up, Goofy?
What's going on, man? How are
Yeah.
you?
All right, put the flamethrower down. We'll get there. We'll get there. All right, here we are. Here's my roster page. You might have noticed I jumped up about 1.5 million or so. Look, there was this gold spending event, and I had a lot of gold. Not this one. This one's trash. This gold one's trash.
First and foremost, I just have to start off with this because I'm going to say, based on where you are in the game, the 37 war MVPs, you should be ashamed of yourself as far as I'm concerned, sir.
It's not fair. The people, if you think my collection power is good, you should see the other people in my alliance with their rocket right now, how crazy it gets.
That is massive. Wow.
But this is a lot of fluff. In the last gold spending event, I forget what it was. Not this stupid orb opening one.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible.
Yeah,
pretty terrible.
It's pretty bad. I ended up leveling my Pimtech to 90, my Power Armor to 90, my Scientist Supreme and Graviton to 90, some Sinister Six people.
I need to take a sip of water. I can't take this all in with a dry mouth. Let me just
Well, you didn't know they fixed the resource issue. Look, they put these crazy nodes out here where if you farm them, you get, a fifth of a gold orb every day. and this one, you get a fifth of a training orb every day. So, like, everything is fixed. That's it. Everything's settled. What are you new players complaining about? Just get in there to Heroes Assembled, level 4, and beat the Anti-Venom node. Wait, you don't start off with, like, 100 power characters? Come on now.
Yeah, just like is it are you guys not able to get to level 75 in like 3 days? Is that not what beginners are doing now? Obviously we're kidding. No, seriously, we really need to fix the beginner portion of the game, man. It's really bad.
Yeah, we really need some more life in this game, and catching mechanics would be the best way to do that. You know what? Maybe that's something we should talk about in another video, because I think we both have a lot of thoughts on that.
Yeah, we probably should. But all right, so looking at your roster right now, so I can see what you're working on. Or are you kind of already done? Is everybody already at level 90? You're just kind of working on trying to get him to 16?
Oh wait, I don't know why this guy's not level 90. Hold up. Sorry, that was a mistake.
Oh wow. Well, there's more gold spending for you there.
My bad.
So speaking of your Agent Venom, let's take a look at your Rebirth team, man. Where are you at now with them?
They're pretty much done. I'm just breezing through Doom 3.5 at this point. So I don't know if I care to bring US Agent or Peggy Carter to 16, but I did bring the rest of them. They're also going to get some more red stars now, yellow and a red star. Maybe US Agent won't, but Peggy Carter will. So I'm kind of on the fence, like if I even want to invest in them anymore now or wait until the next raid comes out, because I want to start getting Gamma up to gear tier 15.
Yeah, it does seem like these new raid teams that they just introduced, like Rebirth, and we'll talk about your deck seed a little bit later because it's been a while, man, since we've caught up.
Yeah.
But it seems like these newer teams are all for the next raid, not for like really Doom. Like you can use them there, but it doesn't really seem like this is really the teams that you need. Like same thing with Bionic Avengers, even you probably have to say the same thing about, right?
Yeah, well, I kind of worry about Bionic Avengers because I think about what happened from Doom 2 to Doom 3. Web Warriors were released, and then Web Warriors got hard countered in that second node by putting Infinity Watch on them. So we got 3 new raid teams in Doom 3. We got Death Seed, we got Bionic Avengers, and now we got Rebirth. One of those teams, I'm sure, is going to get hard countered by the developers when we hit the next raid tier.
Yeah, well, I could definitely see where that could happen. Now, what do you have for T4s for your Rebirth team? And question, before you even show me this T4s, how did you feel about Web Warriors? Did you feel like Rebirth was an absolute necessity for you? Because you guys are doing 3.5, right?
Not a necessity, but a high luxury. So like we were able to, so the way I always played it is I would sim Web Warriors Node 1. It worked every single time until Rebirth came out. Then magically it started failing for some reason. I don't know why.
Of course.
For Node 2, I would hit with Gamma, and about 30 to 40% of the time I would one-shot the node and it'd all be good. And if I had to do the boss node after that, I can go in with Web Warriors. But sometimes I would lose with Gamma, but I would at least take the Phoenix out so then I could go and clean up with Web Warriors, and my Web Warriors would be even in a better position to go do the boss node after that because they would have had their cooldowns appropriate instead of when I simmed the first node. But now with Rebirth, I can just do nodes 1, 2, 3 all the way through. No headaches, no concern that it's going to be a loss. So the energy issues that I might have had where I started coring, 50 cores for one energy, that's gone for bio. So that's kind of like a headache relief, but hard to say essential.
Yeah, and that's a question that I wanted to kind of pose to you is like, what would you say to players who? So this is kind of like the conundrum, right? Not every player is going to be able to get all of these rebirth characters. So I still think that if you're doing Doom 2 and under, Web Warriors still might be sort of kind of your best bet, right? If you're already kind of attacking that, because what if you can't get Captain Carter or US Agent or Agent Venom? Like, Web Warrior is still a viable option for those players.
I would say if you can unlock these characters, they're going to be the better option, especially because they'll just have more longevity. If you can't unlock Peggy Carter though, it's done. If you can't unlock U.S. Agent, it's done. If you can't unlock Agent Venom, you're okay because you can plug in Red Hulk. But then you also have to have your Captain America and your Winter Soldier. So like, if you can have those four main pieces, then you can make it work, and that would be a better investment than Web Warriors. But the second you don't have Peggy or U.S. Agent, there's no point.
Yeah. All right, so I wanted to get your answer on that. You're kind of like you're kind of on the same line where I'm at, but I do go back and forth a little bit. So let's see these T4s. Oh my god, man.
It's not so bad. It's not so bad. I didn't put the ultimate on U.S.
Okay.
Agent.
Okay.
Okay. So I saved 240. We're good. And then if we look at Peggy, I didn't do the basic.
Okay, these all make sense.
Yeah.
All right.
For Agent Venom, I didn't do the basic on him either.
Yeah, the basic is definitely a luxury on him. I don't know if it's terrible though. What is? I'm trying to remember what his basic does. Yeah, like I was kind of trying to figure this one out, like whether you want that 2-turn defense down, but from what I've seen, they don't really need. You don't really need that from him.
Yeah, I find I'm never using his basic, and because I don't have him as a striker, it'd be a super luxury at that point. Yeah. He does work as a striker though. I just think he's better as a raider myself. Yeah.
Oh my god, those arms are just so sexy.
Oh, he's such a cool character. Even his splash art, when I saw that, I was like, oh, I gotta have it,
Yeah.
We got Captain America. I noticed your Captain America had one more red star than mine. I take that as a personal attack, and I seek to remedy that by the time we have our next meeting.
Damon, now I'm gonna have to get. I already have him at 16. Now I'm gonna have to get him to 90 now, just so I can still potentially have the EP. And we'll see.
There you go. So for him, everything but the basic, and you're gonna notice I made a mistake. It was late one night. I thought he was gear tier 15 going to 16, and I started plugging some gear tier 16 pieces on him by accident. Yeah. 2 gear tier 17 pieces wasted on him where they could have went to Gamma. I feel super bad. It was late. I was like, I gotta level the Rebirth team for a video tomorrow, and then that happened.
You got to log off the game, man, when it's too late. Yeah, mistakes. It's too easy.
Yep. And then for ISO, I don't know why he's a healer right now. It must be for Crucible, so I'll switch that back.
Yeah. So I've actually gone. I put Fortifier on him early, and then just haven't pivoted from it. You think Skirmisher is the better ice? I think a lot of people feel the same way, that Skirmisher is probably best on him. You want to kind of explain that one a little bit?
I also started with Fortifier because he's taken so many hits, right? And if your team is smaller, he's got to be able to survive longer and take even more hits. Fortifier works. It's perfectly fine. Once your team starts getting bigger, you can switch him to a Skirmisher because Peggy's giving him counters and he's giving vulnerables and he's stripping more buffs. He doesn't need the focus. Like, his ultimate gets 5,000% focus, so you don't need that. It's just kind of nice to put more vulnerables out there. But in other modes, especially because his team is, I think, going to be mostly used on defense, I think Fortifier is still better. Because Peggy does the counters on her special, not on her ultimate. Yep. So Captain America will have already been taunting, and he would have already been attacked a bunch, so he may not make use of those counters. So I think both are completely fine. I think my first recommendation was Fortifier, and then my team recommendation was Skirmisher. Off his team, definitely Fortifier, though.
Yeah, I think I'm going to... I like the Skirmisher idea. I'm still going to run Fortifier because, once again, I'm gonna end up with 3-star Captain Carter, probably U.S. agent.
Yeah.
Agent Venom might be the only one that's at 5 stars because once again he's Bay. But I mean that's really gonna be it, man. But damn it, the G17, bro, that's the one
It
that hurts me
hurts.
the most. Looking at this,
It hurts. But then there's this guy. This guy is so fun. He hits so hard everywhere. He's erasing people. Like that Colossus on Note 2, he will erase him in one shot with his special. It's crazy how hard he hits. And then he's giving defense down because he's a striker. I really like what they did with Winter Soldier. I just want to see like a Bucky skin come in the game. I think that'd be cool.
Yes, that would be really dope, bro.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
It would be really dope. I made a top underrated list video last week. He was on my list because I feel like people were like saying he's not good, and I'm like, what? Like he's amazing.
He's real good.
Amazing.
He hits so hard.
Yeah, it's of course also with Agent Venom now too. It's even worse, right? Because or not worse, but it's even better because he's getting the boosted damage from him also. So it's top notch what he does.
Yeah, it's great. And you can even plug in with a character like Zemo, so he's getting more speed. So in other modes, he's hitting sooner, and he's still hitting that crazy hard. So he can be real fun.
Yeah, definitely. All right, then do we got a last one here?
Nope, I think that was it, right?
That was it? Okay.
Oh, USA. No, we did USA.
Yeah, we did US Agent already. All right, so that's Rebirth. What about your Death Seed? Now, you probably worked on it already, of course, but we hadn't talked about it as of yet. So what's your Death Seed looking like right now?
Death Seed looking nice and fat.
Oof, wow.
Let me get that off. There we go. Whoops. So yeah, we got him Gear Tier 16 across the board. 17 coming up on Archangel soon.
I actually really like those red stars on Magneto. Magneto Loki does a decent amount of damage there on that team. So that's a nice little luxury to have. I wouldn't recommend probably promoing him to 6, but like having the 6 on him, pretty good.
Yeah, him and Psylocke, whatever you had on them before, hopefully it was higher than 5, but they'll work at 5.
Yeah, they'll definitely work at 5. Psylocke, once again, another character that was on my underrated list. I think she's amazing on this team. And really kind of similar to Kitty Pryde in a sense, who also, in my opinion, was said underrated on her team as well. Kind of is the reason why they stay alive, right? Between the evades and like that, she's really, you take her off this team, they do not survive these notes well enough, without her.
No, yeah, and people who were using them in Crucible on defense, they've been taking her off and putting Red Hulk in on stage 6. That's the worst thing you could do because then the team is vulnerable right out the gate, and they don't have that hero mutant on there to peel revives off as well. So if there's anyone to sub off this team, at least in Crucible, is Nemesis. But we talked about this before. Nemesis is also a sick, amazing character. So just keep the team together, in my opinion.
Yeah, keep everybody together. Nemesis is a monster with he does amazing damage. Only thing is that his animations are just way too long. Although I do like his animations; they look really cool. It's just in the context of raids, you're like, bro, could you stop? Do the attack before I run out of time, please.
Yeah, that's Peggy Carter too. Peggy Carter takes a while.
But good looking team here. We could go over T4s as well, but I think if you want to, we don't have to.
We'll do it quick. I got everything on Archangel. Horseman, he's gonna be a thing. Magneto, his ultimate just does nothing. It's like 30% primary damage, just too low a number to matter. Yep. Psylocke, I don't have her special, but her special's kind of luxury. Let's just do it. Let's just do it right now. We'll do it live.
I T4 the special by accident, and I don't regret it. The chain to like 5 targets, she's stripping buffs off and adding bleed if you hit multiple times. I actually like the special. I think it's a luxury T4, but it's pretty good though.
Yeah, it's definitely a good luxury. Nemesis, everything but the basic is basically just a little lackluster. Look, it is 60 damage to 3 targets, or even more if they're clumped together better, which they are because of Magneto. So it's not bad. It's not bad, but it's passable, I think.
Yeah, definitely. And Dark Beast, everything for the clones. Pretty much, basically, that's what you're doing that. Now, as it pertains to like where are you for Masters of Evil right now? And do you care about Titania as much as I care about Titania, or are you kind of just like, yeah, whatever?
She's going to be a necessary evil for me.
I like the play on words there. Necessary evil. I like
Yeah.
it.
I like Ultron. Like I'm thinking about boosting him up to 16 here soon. I got him in the 90. I have 3 red stars on him.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna wait on any more red stars for him. I had this before the Horsemen started getting dark promos. I got trapped by the dark promos. I'll wait and see what the rest of his team brings. I don't know if Ultron is necessarily gonna be the heart and soul of that team, or if he's gonna be a huge kick component with his summons. Given they give a bunch of stuff, right? Like the first one gives what is this offense up, and then this one gives speed. The other one clears buffs. Who knows like what kind of buffs they're gonna clear and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know how much more I want to invest into Ultron and Titania. Man, I don't know. It's hard. I love Crucible, but this is the opposite of what Underworld was for War. Underworld was 4 old characters, 1 new character, mega team. This one is 1 old character, 4 new characters, not better than Unlimited, better than Wakanda, and even to Tangled Web. That's what the developers have told us.
Right.
So it's hard for me to be hyped for it.
Yeah, and we'll talk about like your thoughts on the Cosmic Crucible changes in a second because they're pigeonholing you into using this team. Like for sure, right? The thing though with Ultron is Ultron's bots are so much utility. That's really kind of what he is for the team. That's what he was, for when you were kind of using him in Doom 2 raids for your tech nodes, right? Like he's just a good utility character. So for the sake of that, you may want to boost him up. But the problem is if you don't have red stars on Ultron, where right now you're looking at end game content, it's like, do I need more red stars on him in order for him to be good? And we don't have enough. We're not getting enough dark promo credits for us to really make a decision. Put more of these red stars on him. So it does. They are pigeonholing you into Cosmic Crucible and having to build this team. And then on top of that too, how high can you really get him with the limited red stars? Although people will probably say that he doesn't need them because the bots themselves and because of the boosted the other boosts from the other characters that you'll be fine. I don't know.
Yeah. It's going to be a wait and see for sure. But a lot of it is going to depend on these Cosmic Crucible rules, which I guess we should go take a look at right now.
Yeah, let's. So I want to know what your thoughts are on Cosmic Crucible. Me personally, I've already shared mine already on my channel, but just in case you haven't watched that, I'll talk about that.
That's upside down.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to flip my head to see if I can.
There we go. Let me get this big. I don't know why that happened.
Nah, it's all good. But yeah, I mean, look at that right there, right? I mean, Masters of Evil, then further down, there's Hero Mutants, then there's Spider-Verse again, and then there's Wakandans who you have to use on War Defense in Room 6. It's like they're pigeonholing you to building these Cosmic Crucible teams. Like, what do you think, man?
This Room 6 really bothers me. If it just said Wakanda gets all this, I'd be like, okay, like you can choose to mirror match it. You could do something like that, fine. But they're straight up like, no. This is a defense team. This is an old team, guys. You don't get to play with it anymore. We get to play with it now. You put it on defense for us to tax other players and make it harder for them. And that I'm not a huge fan of. And this bottom line here, on offense, non-tech characters, clear charged. So obviously Wakanda is a big charge team. So they're giving us a hint on what team is going to be the forever counter here, right? And what's going to end up happening is 2 weeks into the season, somebody's going to find what that for sure win counter is, and that's what we're going to do for the entire season. So that this room becomes almost a non-factor.
Yeah, and once again, like we talked about it, a little bit earlier on my channel, but it's like there's just not enough creativity that you get as a player when they limit you this way, and that is sort of I think part of my frustration, and why sort of like I'm not like super looking forward to it. It is my favorite game mode. I enjoy doing it, although I have missed a couple recently because it got really stale. Yeah. But and also time, but it's just one of those things where they need to give us more creativity in what we're able to do. And that's kind of, in my opinion, why the game is sort of in the place where it is right now. Is that you're just not giving you enough variety of options to be able to use. It's just kind of like, hey, you get this team, you're forced to use this. These are your really kind of only your optimal options. You can try other things, but it's not going to be great if you do it that way.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And it seems like where we do get a little bit of agency, it's on making defenses harder for other people to beat.
Yeah,
Particularly in the war in the Crucible Scene. It's like, okay, well, I know that if I do put Red Hulk here, or if I shove Chavez here on war, then I can make it harder for the enemy. And it seems
yeah,
like that's the only agency we get is to,
right.
to give each other headaches.
Yeah, which then of course ruins the fun in a game. So
Yeah. Couldn't agree more. All right, well, I think that's enough for today. I have a really good idea for us to do a catch up video together. I think we're going to have some fun with that soon.
yeah, I agree.
So thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. Make sure you go and check out Goofy's video over on his channel. That'll be linked in the description below. Make sure you show him some love with a like and a subscribe. And as always, stay happy, healthy, have fun. And we'll see you guys next time. Goofy, you got anything you want to promote while you're here?
No, you probably some of you guys already know this already, but I have started a new YouTube channel. Also, it's called Keeping a Comic. That's where we do talk about everything comics, right? Marvel, DC, anime. So go check out the channel. It's on. You'll see the link in the description on my channel. Also, you'll see it on my front page as well. But yeah, I mean, this is all about Dorky Dad. Appreciate being here, man.
All right, thank you so much for doing this. And as always, guys, ciao. I hate saying ciao. I'll never say that again.